Hello one and all, and welcome back to ArcheAge Inspiration. My name is Cilantro. Today's rolls are 1, 5, and 9, and for some reason that sounds familiar. I think we may have done that. Let's find out. Looks like Battle Rage, Songcraft, Shadowplay. No, I know exactly what that combo is. That is Bladedancer. I'm 99% certain that's Bladedancer. And yes, I'm correct. All right, let's dance with blades. Yeah, I actually spent a large amount of time on the Bladedancer here. I think this build has a ton of potential, and I feel like it'll really shine when the level cap is increased to 55 when we get 5 more points in addition to the new capstone abilities, the 55th level abilities for each tree. It's just shy of what it really needs, which is I think a single extra point to really get everything that I think it can benefit from. But you know, a further 4 after that wouldn't hurt either. So we've gotten the pretty much standard battle rage stuff: triple slash and charge. Bond breaker is always good for moving crowd control. Precision strike, tiger strike, battle focus. This is normal stuff. Some builds will take whirlwind slash and sunder earth. I think they actually fit in pretty well with this build. And then the standard passives, dual wield proficiency. Whether you're dual wielding or not, I advise getting this just for the 8% crit rate. Reckless charge, puncture, weapon mastery. I decided to skimp on deflect and retaliate, which might seem like a kind of strange one, but again, this build kind of needs just a little bit more in terms of points. You could drop the Sunder Earth Whirlwind slash package to pick this up if you really wish, but that's kind of up to you. Likewise, there are some options you can maybe cut from Shadow Play. You really kind of want Piercing for the extra 10% crit rate, which will trigger far more often than you would think, especially as quickly as you'll be attacking. I went ahead and grabbed Loophole. Other options are consecutive evasion, maybe even picking up something like Pin Down just for another easy high damage attack for a single cooldown. I don't know. The choice is kind of yours. Piercing is really nice though because of the extra crit, and again we're just kind of 1 point shy because I feel like out of Songcraft you want Startling Strain and Bloody Shanty most definitely. These are largely the reasons to pick up Songcraft. So I could have taken this build in a number of different ways. You know, I do enjoy making characters and making builds that are a little bit more obscure, but I feel in this case I wanted to contrast this against standard Battle Rage Shadowplay packages. So, you know, something like your Dark Runners, your Blighters, you know, and so on. You know, how does this differ? So I guess the most stark comparison is to compare this against a Dark Runner. Dark Runners have Auramancy. Auramancy provides you with a number of really nice tools. For example, you get a Blink for extra mobility, which is right here on their tree, not in Songcraft. You get a Sleep, which is insanely powerful for setting up your combos. You can guarantee backstabs for all of your attacks if you line them up properly and chain your crowd control properly. And you also get Inspire stacks, which give you a huge boost to your attack speed. So why would you want to drop those in favor of Songcraft? Well, just these two tools alone offer an incredible amount of variance within what you want to do. This is a stun, which is something that Songcraft has that Auramancy does not, allowing you to open potentially different ways. The number of combos this enables, as well as the CC chains you can continue with, are quite accelerated with Startling Strain. And in addition, you have Bloody Shanty. Bloody Shanty can be used for an insanely high attack boost, not only for yourself, but for anybody else who is nearby, as well as a 20% attack speed boost during its duration. Now, one of the things that I was testing was originally, you know, do I want to use a Great Axe, well, rather a two-hander, do I want to dual wield, or do I want to switch between both of them? And while switching between both is certainly an option, I feel like this build's true benefit is the insane amount of attack speed you can get, especially if you're dual wielding with a dagger. Now, I don't actually have a good dagger, I just have this basic one, but it does have the chance to proc the dagger special ability, which does give you an attack speed boost over time. In addition, just the general skill cooldown reduction, 10% attack speed when you are dual wielding will help you with your abilities going much more quickly. If you cast Sunder Earth, you're given another attack speed boost. And if you use Bloody Shanty, you're given yet another attack speed boost, to the point where you're at 31% total attack speed because of the diminishing returns that trigger during this system here. So the thing about Bloody Shanty is that it does cycle between different proportions. So there's a number of ways you can handle this. You can use Bloody Shanty first when you're approaching somebody. This will likely give away that you're coming in close, but wait until it just barely refreshes and then enter into the combo. You can see Bloody Shanty is still kicking in until I'm almost entirely done with my initial combo, meaning that attack speed and damage boost are all active during almost the entirety of what I was just doing there. You can also pop it in between different abilities if you know one of your crowd control elements has a duration significant enough to where you can pop Bloody Shanty and continue your chain. That's fine. And otherwise, if you're just in the midst of combat and there's more people around you that would benefit from it more than you would, you know, just using it every once in a while just to get a 4-second boost of damage for everybody around you could be quite powerful, actually. There's nothing wrong with choosing to sacrifice your own damage for the availability of group damage. One of the downsides for this build is because of things like Bloody Shanty, spamming, and just the prevalence of abilities that you want to use in very short succession. Mana is likely going to be an issue, so you're not going to have a lot of sustainability if you use a lot of your cooldowns, but that's, you know, for your own judicious application. There's nothing wrong with choosing to be a little bit more conservative with that sort of thing, and make sure you carry mana potions with this style of build. That will help a ton. I don't know why I have my inventory open. You also have the standard cooldowns, you know, Battle Focus, Free Runner, Shadow Step, always good for the extra maneuverability, of course Stealth, and the aforementioned Bond Breaker, which does give you the ability to remove some crowd control that may be affecting you. But I feel like the increased attack speed opportunities you have are very powerful, and you always have the option, even if you don't want to hit anybody with this, just to use Sunder Earth to give you the Inspire stack for a little bit of extra attack speed. I'm not going to give a comprehensive overlook of all of the crowd control elements and combos that are available with this because there are so many, but there are a lot of trips available to you, so be very careful about applying them too quickly because you will trigger the diminishing returns, which is never a good idea. So make use of the stuns as you need to. For example, Overwhelm is a stun, and it only trips if Stalker's Mark is on. Now, Stalker's Mark, of course, is an amazing ability, which does allow you to increase the amount of damage the target takes, but there is something to be said about potentially launching in with Overwhelm for the stun, and then going for Stalker's Mark after you've established things. This allows you to avoid getting a trip and avoid potentially triggering the diminishing returns. One other thing that is of note, because your global cooldown is going to be so small between Bloody Shanties and all that sort of thing, Terrifying Roar can be a viable option as well. This gives you the ability to weaken your targets, but more importantly, reduces the duration of crowd control on you and increases the duration of crowd control on your target, meaning that you may be able to chain things differently. This is a build that I experimented with for a good couple hours. Actually, last night I recorded the first portion of this video and decided to come check this one out again today because I was so fascinated by how much of a difference it makes in the build just by switching out for Songcraft and picking up Startling Strain and Bloody Shanty, and how two abilities alone can really change my thinking about how a build fundamentally works. So if you're interested in having an interesting and complex character to mess around with in Melee, Bladedancer could be for you. That's really all I had to say. Have fun experimenting, and I'll see you next time.